Hey guys, how's it going? I am WWE Hall of Famer Lita, welcoming you to General Admission Wrestling.
Hey folks, welcome to Evolution. I hope you're all having a fantastic Thanksgiving week. It's only going to get better. We've got a packed show for you here today, but we begin with Chandler Marcy, a representative of the GAW crime family, and you can hear very much a mixed reaction for Marcy from these fans, and you can understand why. He is incredibly talented and a man that many have tapped to be a future champion. But joining up with the likes of the GAW crime family hasn't sat well with a lot of people. Oh my God. Talk about not sitting well with a lot of people. Good Lord. Flyboy about as popular as a hunter among vegetarians. Chandler Marcy will have the advantage of fan support here in this match no matter what people think about him. He's still more popular than the former Evolution champion. Back when it was called that. His name will go down among the Apex champions. Not among the greats, mind, but an Apex champion all the same. He and his team, Aussies Don't Kneel, have been a thorn in the side of many people over the last number of months. Here we go. A tremendous opener between a high flyer and one of the strongest men that we have in Evolution. But Marcy, he's going to be the first to take to the skies off the middle missile drop kick. Flyboy caught him going down, and now Flyboy going to unleash a strike of his own. The show will feature the Evolution debut of the Rookie of the Year. Takahashi will be in his first match on Evolution since winning the tournament. And in the main event, Eddie Hernandez will be in action. Now, he is embroiled in some issues with Kurt Andrews. We'll hear from the Apex champion next. As part of an incredible Thanksgiving show. Flyboy having to fight off his back. The key for the smaller man here is going to try, I think, to stick and move with Marcy. Marcy is an incredible striker, very strong. And obviously he's got some explosive quickness from his days as a standout All-American linebacker in college. So he's got that explosion. Flyboy's gonna have to try to stay out of the way as best he can. That's not gonna do it. One of the things that Marcy has improved so much on over the last few months, I think, has been his versatility. He's just learned how to do more and more things. This, though, is a Chandler Marcy classic. Look at this, machine gun chops. One more. Another one? No, just a straight. Flyboy caught that one right on the chin. The fans gotta love that. Now, Marcy, gut wrench, Marcy bomb. He set it up with the machine gun chops, Marcy bomb, and Chandler Marcy. That's a comprehensive win. And a great one too, as unpopular as Flyboy may be, there's no doubt, as an athlete, he's one of the best we have, and Marcy just straight up overpowers him. That has got to be encouraging for Marcy going forward. Let's talk about great champions. Ric Flair, Sir Alex Ferguson, Kurt Andrews. Hercules. Now, besides physical traits immeasurable and indescribable by man, great champions all have something in common. It's intelligence. This is not something Eddie Hernandez would know anything about, and we know that because we watched it. Were Eddie and Park smarter than all their opponents as tag champions? Or did they luck into win after win after win, despite putting themselves in the dumbest, most vulnerable positions they could, like it was their job? Their reign may go down in history as great, but I promise you, they will not. You need to be the complete package to be truly great. Eddie Hernandez is not. I am. We know I am, which means that I am not only physically superior to Eddie, I'm smarter too. Which is why, even though I'm being forced to unfairly defend my title against a man who didn't earn it, I still retain my right to choose the time and place. And I'm gonna make you wait, Eddie. You'll have to sit there and think about whether you're good enough, if you've got the stones to compete with a man like me. And all that time, I'll be there, waiting in the wings, breathing down your neck, shadowing you. This isn't your crowning achievement, Eddie. It's your nightmare before Christmas. Kurt Andrews is unfortunately right. Even though Jason Parker will force him to defend the Apex Championship, Andrews does still retain the ability to choose when and where, at least within reason. And I think Winterfest coming up next month is certainly within reason. It's going to be a great event, by the way. Winterfest is going to be going on right around Christmas. It's going to be a tremendous party for the holiday season, caps everything off. The Challenger briefcase will be back in contention. We announced that a couple of weeks ago. We're going to start to see qualifier matches in the next several weeks. It's going to be awesome. And it seems as though we are going to have an Apex title match, Eddie Hernandez against Kurt Andrews. Still a while to go yet. Look at this, new music, and look who's coming to the ring with Yamamoto. Kenny Omega, very possibly the greatest wrestler in the history of general admission wrestling. No one has the accomplishments that Kenny Omega has had over his long and incredibly decorated career. Now it seems as though Omega has shifted his focus to helping the next generation, and it's Yamamoto that will get to benefit. And already you can see a little bit of a change. The thing about Kenny Omega, for all the talk about how incredible of an athlete he is and how great he is in the ring, I mean, it's all true. But the thing about Kenny Omega is he might have the greatest wrestling mind of this generation. And that is going to be what will help Yamamoto try to work her way back into becoming champion. Caitlin Dunlap is still the Rise champ. She stole it from Yamamoto. But Kenny Omega came back and told Moto, it's time for you to get serious now. And Caitlin Dunlap is going to play dirty. You got to know how to counter it. Well, Moto, you can see there's a killer instinct here against the rookie Ava. And we saw her teaming with Isis to go up against Lazara and Martina Del Sol in a great tag match back on Halloween. Now Ava trying to move the match outside, something that might be more advantageous to her because you do not want Yamamoto in the ring. Caitlin Dunlap figured out that much. Dunlap, of course, cheated to become the Rise champion, attacking Yamamoto before the match. Now in with a poison run on the outside. Moto just shaking it off like it's nothing. This is real toughness here. Yamamoto, this is for real. And she was dangerous enough before Kenny Omega got involved with her and you know, starting to show her the ropes a little bit. Now Ava gonna take to the skies, but Yamamoto give her the nope treatment. Moto saw it coming, and now Moto with a fisherman's buster. That was nasty. Talk about a killer instinct. Moto's looking to finish this match. And the thing about Yamamoto, for as much talent, for as much skill as she has had since she's come to GAW, sometimes it seemed like she has been missing that finisher instinct. Let's see if it's different now. Moto, tombstone pile driver. Things might be different here for Yamamoto. Hooks the leg. Moto. Talk about a statement win. We just saw Chandler Marcy pick one up, and now Moto, with Kenny Omega in her corner, has just put up a dominating performance. I think Caitlin Dunlap should be very concerned. Moto did not need any more help in being one of the best wrestlers on the planet, but she's got it. Let's talk about Chandler Marcy. I like this kid. I think most of the dudes around here like the kid and have since he got here. He's a stellar athlete. He's got the accolades to prove it. And he's smart too. He's got a toughness and grit to him that you just don't come across by chance. And I know some people will get on him for joining up with John Gotti, but that ain't my style. We all got to get ahead in this sport somehow. Whether we grow to regret those decisions later is a decision for you and God. But he's got to grow, and so do I. So Chandler, if you want a shot at the Underground's title, it's yours next week. God damn. Cowards over LVC, man. I don't know who those dudes were last week, but they can catch some strays if they want to. This is really about TJ and Marco at the end of the day. But they keep putting dudes in front of them to deflect. In the streets, you be buried for being a coward. Around the rats, you'll be king. But ain't nobody in front of us. TTG is here no matter what. And that guts, that killer instinct, that's what wins in the end. The guy, Takahashi, will be making his pro debut against Lee Carr. Could you ask for a tougher first matchup? Takahashi, one of the toughest, but Lee Carr, I don't think there's anyone out there who has more grit and determination than Lee Carr, the ultimate Cinderella.
Time for me to sing. We know what's going down, so I say we do this anyway. We know one of us is going down, so I say we do this anyway. Down in the darkness, beneath the light, meet on the hunting grounds. Down in the shadows,
imposing figure. Takahashi wearing the powder blues of the Rookie of the Year. He is the first ever recognized GAW Rookie of the Year. And what an entrance. He spent months cultivating a tremendous fan following. I think in no small part because of the stoicism and toughness that he brings. This is a dangerous, dangerous man. And I think everyone here on Evolution was just a little bit more on edge knowing that Takahashi was here, especially with something to prove. This is the night, and his first match since the Rookie of the Year finals. He ran the table in one night to win the tournament. He defeated Ryan Skinner to do it. It was an incredible final match and an incredible tournament if you were there with us live. Now he makes his pro debut. So what's the strategy here for Lee Carr? I think it's going to be to take Takahashi out of his game as much as possible. Takahashi, we talked about it in the lead up to the Rookie of the Year live finals. Takahashi, obviously, he's an 8-point striker. He throws for volume, all the things that he does really well. But what really sets him apart is his power, just the level of power that he can bring to bear at any given time. Takahashi, oh! Takahashi went for a haymaker. Carr able to trip him up from the apron, and that's just veteran instinct right there from Carr. Now straight into the cover. Takahashi changes levels and he's powerful, which means that every part of you, every limb is potentially open for a bone-shattering strike from Takahashi. Now working Lee Carr back into the opposite corner. Takahashi going after the arm, trying to cause some pain and maybe get the blood flow going. He hit hard on the small of his back, right near the apron. Again, it's wily veteran instinct from Lee Carr. Lots of attacks to the leg, and there's no question of what Carr's thinking there. The spinning heel kick for Takahashi has been the Rookie of the Year's weapon of mass destruction. No one has kicked out of it. No one's even come close. And Lee Carr knows that he's got to be smart dealing with a man like this, and that kind of move can come out at any time. Attacks to the back, snap suplex, and now Carr go behind in a German. Takahashi may not be used to this kind of pace that Lee Carr is bringing, and now Carr going to take it up to another gear entirely. Nice thrust kick, finds its mark right on the jaw. Carr hooks the leg. Carr, no. Takahashi survives. Lee Carr coming in with a big time leg lariat. Caught Takahashi right underneath the jaw. And Carr giving Takahashi no time to rest. More and more coming. Carr, elbow drop right on the neck. Lee Carr, pinpoint accurate as always, but Takahashi survives. Talk about toughness, this is exactly what you want to see if you're a fan of Takahashi in his first pro match. Carr still with the volume, still with the pace. Takahashi still surviving and still on his feet. Now Carr gets him up and just drops him. Throat first, and Lee Carr basking in the admiration of the fans here. Carr looking tremendous, and what a statement it would be if Carr takes down the Rookie of the Year in his first match. Takahashi being introduced to the pro ranks, but he caught that right leg from Carr. Carr was just trying to do what he was doing, but now Carr fights off his back. Takahashi down once again. Carr, elbow drop, nobody home. Takahashi saw it coming and now will answer back. Kamigoye Takahashi just starched Lee Carr. Hooks the leg, Carr kicks out at 2. And now I think it's Takahashi's turn to try to turn up the pace here. He's had very little in the way of offense so far, but the toughness, and there it is. He just backed Carr halfway across the ring. When Takahashi changes levels, it's bad news. There is so much power in this man's strikes. Carr just trying to stay on his feet. Now Takahashi gets him into the corner, and Takahashi really going after this leg. Multiple attacks to the left leg of Lee Carr, and now Takahashi gets him up under the shoulders. And he's bringing him towards the other corner. Takahashi just drops him down. The rookie using every bit of the ring to his advantage. And you gotta like the maturity he's showing as well as the toughness. 5 minutes gone, Carr to his feet, spinning heel kick, good night. Takahashi just laid out the ultimate Cinderella, and there's no Cinderella here. It's a night of statement wins. Add one more for Takahashi. If there were any doubts that he belongs here in Evolution, I think this puts them to rest. The Rookie of the Year has started his Evolution campaign off with a huge win. What kind of world is it where brains and leadership is called cowardice? Derek Cole couldn't hang on to a woman, let alone a title. That go too big for you, isn't it? I know. Marco told you that it would be. He warned you. He tried to help you, and all you did was push him and everyone else who helped you aside. You call me arrogant. Derek, you are for the street, bruh. You got no loyalty, no respect for your brothers. You just out here for yourself. But me, shit, I got racks now. I got skill, I got a team, and I got my boys with me. Sorry ass fool.
First off, you don't run nothing. All talking, no team bluffing. My squad, we all dream crushing. We ain't rushing, no discussion. All I know is us made for this. Paid for this, yeah, slave for this. Been down and I'ma get it right. Get on sight like.
Xavier Cross coming out wearing the jersey of the Chicago Blackhawks, where he spent 2 seasons as a professional hockey player and was well known as one of the most dangerous brawlers in all of hockey. That sport may have changed. This sport has not. Brawling is still, I would say, king in the sport of professional wrestling. Great is it to see Eddie Hernandez back out here. Obviously his team with Yunsan Park was phenomenal, and those two were so great. They were undefeated for the better part of a year. Champions since even before Nitro, so they actually had become the longest reigning champions in all of GAW by the time their reign ended. But I gotta tell you, it is just fantastic to be able to see Eddie Hernandez back here as a singles competitor and knowing that he has Kurt Andrews in his future. That much we know. So Xavier Cross staring down a highly motivated face of Evolution. But Cross, as we know, he is absolutely fearless. Has never hesitated even once when it comes to getting into the middle of a scrap. And that's exactly what he's trying to make this beautiful cutter from Cross. We often see him use that to transition to the Kronwald Hawk Slayer. This time it was a straight cutter. Hernandez kicks out at nothing. You know, we talked so much about the toughness of guys like Lee Carr and Takahashi. Those guys are tough, but Eddie Hernandez is something else. This is a different level of competitor, a different level of fighter, and that is a different level of German suplex. Hernandez gets so much torque on it, and Cross immediately in trouble. Kick out at one. Hernandez gonna take to the skies where he is incredibly comfortable. Springboard moonsault, another cover, another kick out at one. Xavier Cross making a few statements in the early going of this match. You can see the sweater, the number 63 Cross. There was no room for him in the NHL as they got fighting more and more out of the game. Cross saw his role diminish, but he comes here where violence and brutality is just rewarded, and then there's the athleticism. Whatever he was on the rink, he was a tremendous athlete on top of it. Frog splash, it's a 1 count. Lots of early kickouts from these men, but Cross caught Hernandez coming in. What a backbreaker. Oh, you can feel that from a mile away. Eddie Hernandez. You're gonna have to call a chiropractor for that. Good Lord, Xavier Cross has just taken over. Courtesy of one of the most vicious backbreakers I have seen. Now Cross gonna do what he does best. It's the dirty boxing, it's the brawling. And Hernandez has just gotta be trying to get feeling in his back. After the backbreaker, great combination. Now Cross, another cover. We've seen a lot of them in this match, but still only a 1 count for Xavier Cross. Again, this is a different level of toughness. Cross going up top once again. Now Cross from the top with a diving DDT. Hernandez has gotten nothing since that backbreaker. Cross has well and truly taken over. Straight left. Cross into the roundhouse. Hernandez could be finding himself in trouble here. And what would this mean for his date with Kurt Andrews if he's not able to get out of this match with Cross? I don't know, it could be dangerous. Hernandez fighting out of the corner. Finally, Eddie Hernandez has something, turns aside that right. Hernandez, what a slam. Hernandez using Cross's incredible power against him, and now Hernandez looking for a suplex. Cross saw it coming all the way. Now Cross gonna answer back. Cross goes forward with it straight into the face breaker. Cross trying to come in hot. Eddie Hernandez turned him aside, and now Hernandez going for a combination. There's the straight left, right cross. Hernandez, look at this, great volume, and he takes him down with the roundhouse. Eddie Hernandez can strike with the best of them, and now Hernandez, look at the torque on this figure 4. Eddie Hernandez, you can see it on his face. He had sort of reversed the pressure on himself, but that was all right. The goal there was to cause Cross some pain, and he certainly did that. And hopefully to get some of that lactic acid building up in the legs so that Cross will be open for a classic Eddie Hernandez dive moonsault. Hernandez, one of the smartest men out there. Hernandez hooks the leg. Eddie Hernandez. That is what we've come to know and love from the face of the Academy. Hey, kid, you want me, bro? I'm right here. I'm right here. Anytime, man. Hernandez calling out Kurt Andrews, the Apex champion. Maybe biting off more than he can chew with Eddie Hernandez. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, get your GAW t-shirts. Orders are opening soon, but you've got to be part of the Discord to buy one. So make sure you join with the link in the description and get the first ever GAW t-shirts. We'll see you next time for Friday Night Storm on a special day, Saturday after Thanksgiving. Have a great holiday, everybody. We appreciate you.